Good afternoon. I'm going to do the weekly recap of all the trades for the week. If you want to see the trades and the timestamps, just go to my Twitter page, the or the Discord past alerts, and you'll see them and the timestamps, so you know what I took and when I took them and stuff like that. So so I'm going to start with Monday, which is the 6th. The first trade of the day was SPY 315 puts at 63 cents, 939. That was a loss. That was right. Let's see. I remember this one because this was pre-market right here. This is a 10-minute chart, by the way. And the first 10 minutes it came down here. It retested this low, and I thought it was going to collapse. So as soon as I got in, it reversed and popped on me. And even if I held it, it did come back down. It probably would have like broke even and maybe had small profit, but it didn't work out because as soon as it made as soon as it made support right here, it just reversed on me immediately. So so I did get the SPY puts again at 315. That 315 SPY puts at 10 o'clock, 10:07 actually, which was the about right here. I remember getting it when it broke down below this candle, and it was a quick little pop. That it was not much. It was just like 15 cents or something like that. So just a quick little scalp right there on SPY puts. Then I switched to SPX, which I can show you right off SPY, but I'll do SPX. So that way, which is this day, I got SPX 3150 puts at 11:30 in the morning, which I believe is right about here. Yep, it started to blow it up. We got right in here was consolidating right at this high, so I was anticipating that it was going to reverse. So I did catch it right. It's at 11:30. Right here is right when I caught it, but as long as it stayed under this 31.82, I was fine. So it started to drop underneath this candle. That's right when I grabbed it, thinking it was going to drop, and it consolidated for another 10 minutes. Then it finally dropped. So that ended up being a nice little play from 95 cents to like $1.70. So it did drop quite a bit there. Then I ended up grabbing. To go back to SPY on that one. I did grab BA calls on Monday. Is this Monday right here? Yeah, right here. I did grab BA 210 calls at $1.20 at 209, which was, I believe, right here. It bottomed out right here, and this would have been a good area to buy too, but I waited till it got over the 200 EMA on the 10-minute, and I grabbed the 210 calls at $1.20, and it made a huge rip. So I ended up going to $3.14 after me getting in right about here. So I mean, it was a nice clean play. It had a nice round little bottom. Then it retested this 200. We broke through it and retested it. Then it broke through again, and that was the area to grab it for calls. That was Monday's plays. Just gonna turn up my mic just a little bit. Now Tuesday. Let's see, Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday I started out with. Let's see, BA calls, 200 calls at $1.30 at 9:41, which was right here. I do remember this because it dropped hard the first 10 minutes, then it started to bounce a little, and I remember getting it right here on the second candle, and it popped up, and then it started to come back down, and I got out. It ended up being flat. I got out at $1.30, so that was a risky play, but I thought it was going to bounce and go trying to catch it through VWAP. So there was really, okay, let me see. Which, did I get the wrong day here? Wait, I get the right day. No, I somehow messed the days up. There was a reason why I took it here. Oh yeah, because right here, this area on the previous day, it bounced at this 182 level on Monday. So I was thinking it was going to do the same thing. So, but it didn't. It popped a little bit and I ended up breaking out flat, getting out flat. So the next one was let's do Baba. Now I got Baba calls, 250 calls on. Let's see. What time was that? 10:12. Okay, yeah, I remember getting in here. I got right in here after it broke these candles right through VWAP. It was a quick little pop. 250 calls. I got at 93 cents at 10:12, and pushed to the RC3 trend line, which is the regression channel trend line I use, and it's a nice little guy because you can see right here it's been butting up against it and rejecting it. So when it pushed through VWAP, I was only looking for that trend line. So that's exactly what happened. The next one was Win. Let's see. Win, I grabbed 70 puts. Let's see, right here. Now, I mistimed this. I grabbed it at 10:39, which was right here. Yeah, right here going through VWAP, and it didn't go through VWAP. It bounced, and it rejected 200 EMA. I should have stopped out right here, but I didn't. I played this one because I was anticipating that more casinos were going to close. It was going to be more at that point in time, mayors and governors were stepping in and saying they're closing and this and that. So I was expecting something from coming out of Las Vegas to close, but it did pop. I stayed into it, and it did finally drop. And I know that if you look, which day was that? Yeah, this was Tuesday. You can see that it did go in the money if you actually held, but I don't think anyone did. And if they didn't, they probably should have sold the next day on Wednesday because it dropped really well. But anyways, that was 70 puts, 70 cents, and by the time the end of the day came, they only got to like 94 cents, and I got out at the end of the day. So I held that, went against my little stop loss, but I was going with the idea of that news was going to come, and I was playing the news more than I was actually playing the chart. So that did work out. BA was the last one of the day on Tuesday, which was right here. Let's see. BA was at 11:35. 11:35 was right in here. It broke down. I remember getting it in this little area. I had to have a descending wedge. I mean, you could draw it from here to here and the flat right across. I mean, it kept wicking off this nice descending wedge, and I got it right before it broke. I got the 167.50 puts at 62 cents, and it did break down, and it did end up being a nice little 100% play right here on this little quick little drop right there. So that was why I got on there. It was a descending wedge, and that was a good play. Now Wednesday, I overtraded so much on Wednesday. It was ridiculous. So I will bring up, Baba was the first one. Baba was a loss, I remember that. And what was the next one? SPY. I did a lot of SPY trading that day, so that was okay. Let's bring up the 8th. And the 8th. See, on Baba, I grabbed the 235 puts on Baba at 9:45, and the reason why I did this, every time Baba gets up and gaps up quite a bit, it ends up failing. So it's in a tight little range pre-market, and usually when it comes down that support, it usually falls through and fills the gap. So I was anticipating it was going to do that. So I waited the first 10 minutes out. Then when it started to show weakness through the VWAP on Wednesday, that I jumped in and grabbed BABA 235 puts at 55 cents. And as soon as I got in, it went against me, and that was a loss. So the next one was SPY. I got SPY puts at 10.10, which is right about right here. I got the 315 puts at 68 cents. Now I caught this little drop right there. It was a nice little play. It did go 68 cents to went 200%, so it went to $2.60. Then I grabbed SPY puts again, and I grabbed them at 12.35, which was right here below the 20 EMA. When it reversed off the VWAP, it dropped off from the VWAP rejection, so I grabbed a little scalp right there, and I grabbed I went to 314 puts because I bought the expiration day on Wednesday, and if you just have to adjust because data will wreck you on all this consolidation, but sideways action. So I did grab the 314 instead of the 315s. So that went from like 60 cents to 98 cents. So that was a quick little push right there. Then I ended up grabbing another one, SPY 313 puts at 156, which was right here. And the reason right there, I kind of got FOMO thinking that it was going to collapse and go to the testing low, but it didn't. It bounced, so that ended up being a loss. So those were the 313 puts at $4 at 43 cents. And like I said, when it pushed through here, I thought it was going to collapse and retest the lows, and it didn't, so it went against me, so I lost that one. Then BA 192. Let's see. I grabbed the 192.50 calls at 97 cents. Let's see. What time was that? 219, which was right here. Pushed through VWAP, and that's what I grabbed. 97 cents. And it pushed through VWAP. That's why I grabbed it right there. I probably should have grabbed it right when it got over this area, but I don't think I was paying attention at that point in time. So I was in it a little late. So wait a minute. Since I get on F219. Yeah, I got into this candle right here, and I was chasing, so I probably shouldn't have done that, but I even said that it was a swing. I planned on swinging it overnight, but because it had a bigger run and it came up to the 200 EMA, I just think, okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna swing it overnight because most of my losses have been overnighters, so I decided to just take my money and run. So I'm glad I did, because the next day it dropped. So I mean, it would have been a loss if I held it overnight, so I'm kind of glad I didn't. The next one was SPX, which I grabbed. Let's see. XPX, I grabbed it 326. So 326. Yeah, right here. When it retested the double top or close to it, I grabbed the 326 puts at wait, hold on. Yeah, 326. I grabbed the puts, and it was the 31.55 puts at 60 cents. I ended super lotto. I thought the market was gonna dump, but it didn't. I mean, it went from 60 cents to $1. So I got out, took my 40 cents and got out. Then, it started to pop back up. Then it looked like it was going to collapse at the end of the day. So I ended up grabbing like the last minute rate. I think it was right around right here. I grabbed in the 31.55 puts again at 70 cents, thinking it was going to collapse. And I ended up taking a loss on that one. So I I totally misread that the market was going to do that. But I mean, it happens when you have these end of the day plays that anything can happen, and it's just the way it is. So now I'm going to go on to Thursday. Thursday I had, let's see. I know that if I did these recaps every day, daily, it'd be better, but I don't have the time to do them every day right now. But let's see. Baba and BA. Okay. Baba was my first one on Thursday. Baba 252.50, which was the same idea I had for the previous day, which was where it went against me. So I was a little hesitant because usually this is what I expected about when you have a huge gap up in it and it trades in a tight range, it collapses the next day and at open, and it fills the gap. So that's why I lost on Wednesday. And so I was a little hesitant, but I said, screw it, I'm taking it anyways, and I did, and it did exactly what I wanted to do. I kind of wish it did it on Wednesday, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So I grabbed the 252.50 puts at 9:35, right at the below of this candle, and they ended up going 200%, 69 cents to 212. Then I grabbed BA. BA calls, which was, let's see, this was a small one. I remembered that 951, I grabbed it on this candle right here. Now this was a really quick play, and this was kind of dangerous. I mean, I just, let's see, why did I grab it right there? Oh, I grabbed it because right here you get support right there from the previous day, and I was like, okay, it's gonna come down. It just dropped like $5, so I figured, okay, it's gonna bounce. So I jumped in, I grabbed it, and it did bounce. I got the 190 calls at 64 cents at 9:51, and I got a quick little 14 cents out of it. So I got in and out really quick. I'm kind of glad I did. Sometimes scalping, I end up missing the bigger move, but this time it actually worked out because it ended up collapsing. So then I had two SPY plays. Let's see, rate. I had 316 calls at 10:45, which was right here, and this I was catching a knife. Let's see, and it was this low right here. It was 10:45, yeah. Right when this candle bottomed out, I grabbed it right here, and there was a quick little pop right here, and it was that this support yesterday's low, actually Wednesday's low, and that's when I grabbed it, catch a knife fall, because at that point in time it already dropped $4 plus. So I was like, okay, there's a good high probability it's going to retest yesterday's lows, Wednesday's lows, and bounce, and it did. So it wasn't much of a bounce. It was only like 12 cents. I mean, I in and out really quick, and I got lucky on that one. Then I tried to do the same thing right here. I remember that I remember this one. I should have held this one because this was a loss. It bottomed out and it started to do the same thing, so I grabbed it right here, and I had to stop at the bottom of this. So when I got in, I got in at let's see, 11:09, and I got the 316 calls again, about at 75 cents. It was cheaper, so I grabbed it and used this candle as a stop, and I got stopped out. If I just held on to it, it would have reversed and would have been a nice big winner. But you know, it is what it is. You don't know how low these things are gonna go and how much momentum it has. It's just it kind of caught me off guard a little bit, and one of those things that just happens. But let's go with Friday. Friday, it started out bad because I swung BA overnight, and I ended up averaging down and ended up taking a loss. Let's see. I grabbed BA puts on Thursday at 12:13. I'll bring up Thursday, 12:13. I grabbed it right here, thinking it was going to break new lows, and it didn't. Then it just popped a little. I stayed in it. As long as it stayed, under VWAP, I was fine. Then it chopped, and it went sideways but slightly down, but it was enough for theta to wreck it. And so that's what happened. And then I averaged down, I think I averaged down the next day. Yeah. No, yeah, I averaged down Thursday at the end of the day, and then it didn't make up for averaging down, so I took a loss on that. So I mean, I got it at like 86 cents, then ended up buying it again at 38, which was down here after it got chopped to death. Then with this quick little drop, I thought maybe I'd break even, but I didn't. I ended up taking a loss. So then I had Baba on Friday, and I took a loss on that. So Friday did not turn out very well. It started out rough, taking an overnight BA that ended up working against me, and I took the, let's see, I tried to take two Baba puts, 250 puts at 80 cents at 10.04, which was right here. Thinking it was going to break, and it didn't break this. I mean, it did for a second, but it just popped on me. So Baba's just been having fake outs and starts to show weak. It was rejecting VWAP here and here, and then it did it here, and then it ended up bouncing, and I got caught off guard. So I went in Friday with 2 losses, and I was like, okay, this is not working out very well. So I sat patient most of the day, just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So I did end up finishing the day strong, so I was very happy with that. So I waited on, next one was Roku puts. I grabbed Roku at 12.16. Now I grabbed it right here. I was watching this pop up, had an ascending triangle right here. I mean, that's bullish, but I mean, I was looking at like, it came from 112 to 160 in a week. It's gone up, I mean, 48 points or something like that. So it seemed pretty extreme. And I kept eyeing the fact that it was so away from the moving averages, the 200 and the RCT trend line. When it gets too far away from these, it ends up getting pulled back, so like a magnet. So I knew this was a bullish setup, but lately there's been a lot of bullish and bearish setups that have failed. So I was watching this like a hawk, and as soon as I get underneath this 160, 158.60 area, I grabbed Roku puts at 70 cents, and they end up going from 70 cents to $4.35. And the reason they went up so high is because it's Friday, expiration day. The options are very, very cheap, and it was right near the money. I mean, it was at 158, and we got 155 puts. I mean, VWAP was in the money, so it didn't take much to get in the money, and it just skyrocketed. So that's what I did with Roku. And the last one was Netflix. I timed this one perfect. I wasn't watching Netflix at all. I didn't want to chase. I mean, like I said, I was already having a bad day, and I was just like, okay, I'm just sit tight, and I'm going to wait until the mid-afternoon and see if anything looks good. And I almost grabbed it right here at 1 o'clock, and I was like, no. Every time something starts to show weak, it ends up, reversing, and that's exactly what it did. So I'm glad I didn't grab it there, so I left it. And I've been tweaking my scanners all day, so it came up on my scanner that it was 4 deviations away for the day, and that it was also had a it was very far percentage-wise from the 20 SMA, which this is the 20 EMA, but Trade Ideas only uses the SMA. So when it got a high percentage away from the moving averages, and I started to take interest. So that was right here when I was watching. And then I was waiting for weakness, and I saw this candle, and I was like, okay, I'll keep an eye on it. And then when it broke down, started to show red right there, I jumped in thinking, okay, this is already up from 514 to 555. I mean, the thing is up $30. So I mean, and it's at the end of the day, it's 2 o'clock. It's probably going to reverse at the end of the day. So I was going in it. It's up 30 points. It's so far away from the moving averages. It's made a massive run, and at the end of the day, it's probably going to pull back. So, and that's exactly what happened. I grabbed the Netflix 545 puts at 77 cents. I grabbed it at 2 o'clock, which is right here, right at the top. Got very lucky. I did actually grab the top, and they went from 77 cents to $4.80. They went in the money really quick. That's the thing I love about Fridays. I know Fridays are expiration dates are very, very uh, dangerous and can be you can get wrecked. But if you time it perfectly, there could be huge monster plays. I mean, it didn't really drop that much. Yeah, it dropped $10, but I mean, look at like Roku. I mean, it just dropped just a few dollars, and it just skyrocketed the options. So that's the thing I love about Friday or expiration days in general, is that you can literally turn pennies into dollars if you time it right. So and they're so cheap that if you even take a loss, the loss will be as minimal versus like a Monday. If you play a Monday, and I hate playing Mondays, that if you got this on Monday, you would have had to get really way far out of the money, and it would have had to drop a lot more to even make a third of that. So that's why expiration days is like my specialty, and I love playing them. So that is what happened during the week. It wasn't the greatest week. I ended up finishing like 15 wins, 7 losses, and 1 flat with a rate of 65.22% win rate, which I believe is like one of my lowest, if not the lowest I've had. So if that's my lowest win rate, you can just imagine how well I do when I have a good week. So this was considered a bad week for me. But anyways, that's going to do it for the recap. I hope this has helped. And if you're not in the room, you should be. And that's going to do it. Thank you.